Working with 5-MeO-DMT is one of the most ineffable experiences there are. And ineffable means it cannot be described with language. There are no words to describe it. First, I'll talk about why. Like, why do we want to describe it? Of course, we want to explain this incredible thing that we felt or saw or, experienced to our friends. Oftentimes, we're trying to justify the shift that we feel in our lives. And people are like, why do you feel so different? What happened? It's like everyone's curious and they want to know. It can be really challenging when you come out of this profound experience, you have this huge shift in how you feel, and you don't actually remember the ceremony itself at all, which is pretty common. And so we get really focused in the mind and we try and come up with a story. We try and come up with a way to describe it. I think the other reason this happens is that we are naturally overly focused on the mind. We are overly reliant on the intellect, as opposed to just allowing something to be an experience that we felt, and to allow it to be ineffable, to allow it to be this moment in time that has no description and has no specific explanation, but has a result that we feel has an impact on us. We're also just relational beings, so naturally the way that we often make sense of things is through relations with others, through describing things to others, and their reflection helps us understand what it means to us, right? And that can be really helpful in certain cases, but to do this work at a certain level, to be really working on the path of awakening at a very deep level, we have to create a new reference point that is purely internal. We have to learn to be able to come into stillness and into a sense of inner reflection with ourselves, where we don't need anybody else's opinions, we don't need anybody else's ideas about what's right or wrong. We can really reference our own inner wisdom and our own inner intuition. And this doesn't require us putting language to anything. It's more of like a felt sense of what is right and what is true. So I think that's really important to understand, that you can't simply work in this medicine by talking to everybody else and seeing what everybody else thinks. Sooner or later, you need to look inward and you need to build your own point of reference that's inside of you, that's built off your intuition. And that comes in silence, it comes in inner reflection, and it doesn't require any language at all, actually. It's really just a matter of introspection and more based on feeling.